Kia ora te whānau. This design here is called Maui, inspired by the fishhook of our great ancestor with the same name, Maui. You all have probably heard of him. And in today's video, we're going to create the Maui Kōwhaiwhai pattern with a slight variation. So let's get into it. So e te whānau, here we are. First things first, you obviously want your rectangle, then you want to section it into 4 equal parts. That isn't really going to do much, it just helps me section things a bit better. Then you're going to create one curved line from the left hand side all the way across the center. You're going to add like a hook in here. Then you're going to do the same going the opposite direction. So out to here, out to this corner up here. Same thing, you want that curve to touch your border. Bring it all the way around and then add your spacing as you need to. Now the hardest part is going to be the spacing for here, because you want this space and the space of this to be the same, just to give it that even look. So this is what I mean. So you're going to follow that line in, almost drawing a wave. That's really what this design for me represents the ocean and the many currents, but it can also represent your life, the ebb and flow of your life, and how the currents change and things in your life change as well. So we'll add a few other details to reflect that. Now I've started doing a little thing with the way I draw now, or do my ends. So instead of going straight down, I add like a subtle curve right at the end. I just feel it gives it a little bit, just that little subtle bit of movement within the piece itself. So play around with this part as much as you want, just to get that spacing right, get all your curves correct, or how you want. All right, once that's somewhat finished, as I keep adding more to it, now you're going to add 2 koru. So just like how you draw a koiri, how it's a koru wrapping in on itself, you're going to start your koru here and make sure this outer line touches this curve here. Right, you're going to bring it all the way, following that arc, making sure it touches that border, and then create your koru. If you've been following our videos from the very beginning, I'm sure you would all know how to draw a koru. So let's finish up. Okay, now this next part, we're going to add more koru because that's what the majority of Maori art is made up of, is the koru. So in these parts here, you're going to add a koru for here, you're going to add a koru going this way, and then over here you're going to add a koru going this way, so like so. So that's where your pito would be, down here like that, and then this is mirroring or reflecting that same side. So let's get those done. All right, there we go. Now the reason why they're turned this way is because, like I keep mentioning, Kōwhaiwhai patterns are essentially designs that repeat over and over. So if this was to be flipped up like that, or if you put a mirror here and reflected it, this design here would make a mangopare. And then same down here, if this was reflected down below, it would make a mangopare. Same here, if it was mirrored, this design is essentially a mangopare. So that would be reflected on the side. So what I'm learning, or currently trying to learn, is how do I design a kōwhaiwhai pattern in such a way that no matter which way you turn it, reflect it, flip it, it will make sense, rather than just chucking a whole lot of koru in a random arrangement, and then when you mirror it or reflect it, it doesn't work. So that's probably a good tip whenever you're creating kōwhaiwhai. But then at the end of the day, it is subjective, and you can essentially do whatever you want. You don't have to listen to me. All right, now we're going to add a couple more things just to add a bit more, I guess, dynamics to our design. And we're going to add another form of pito. So for those of you who don't know, the pito is this part here, is the bulb part of the koru, right? And it represents an unfurled fern frond. This is another way you can draw pito. So you're going to draw pretty much a half circle, like so. And then this comes across like that. And this part remains empty. And you make sure that's all touching again. It'll make sense once we go over it in Vivid. And then you do the same on this side. These ones are quite large. One of my mentors said to me, because I was drawing this form of pito, and he said, oh, you wouldn't really draw them that big. They're more used to fill smaller spaces. But for now, this is what we're working with. So again, here's another form of pito. And then we're going to do the same in this area. So these areas here. Let's do that. Oh, actually, no, that won't make sense. Let's do there, and let's do here. So these with the straight lines. So that means this one would be like so. Or you can put them in that original space if you can make it work. Go for it. But I'm going to chuck mine here, like so. And then I'll chuck another one over here. Now you could add another smaller one in here. You could add them wherever you want, really. But for now, we'll just leave them as is. Alright, whānau. So, there you have it. Now to the fun part. Let's go over this in our felt tip pens, which, by the way, thank you for all your suggestions on the markers. At the moment, I'm still trying to find shops that sell a few of them. I might just have to order them online, but for now, I just have the Faber-Castell, is that how you pronounce it? I just have those felt tip pens for now, and we're using red and green for this kōwhaiwhai pattern. So, let's go. And there you go. I know, I probably did that all a bit backwards. I probably should have rubbed out my lines and then used my coloring pencil. But you can see this design is utilizing that negative space. So I never kept any of the lines, I kept everything disconnected, and you really have to kind of look from a distance or really see the design, or look from a distance to really see the design. So I hope you all enjoyed E Te Whānau. I love how I said that this represents the ocean and then I use colors like green and red. But that's beside the point. I just like the color mixture, so that's why I went with it. You can make it whatever color you wish, and like I always saying, the only thing that matters is that it has meaning to you. So if you find any value or found any value in this video, E Te Whānau, please leave a like, subscribe, share and follow for more. We'll catch you later. Ciao.